6 years ago, a lumberjack come to my house. I have 60 acres of woods, and he saw that I had a lot of walnut trees. And he said, they're the highest price they are right now. They've never been that high before. So I asked him to cut all the lumber he wants to. I got a lot of money for it. For you, it probably isn't, but for me, $50,000 is a lot of money. And I have to pay 30% capital gain taxes on that $50,000. And I didn't want to do that. So I converted the wood to solar panel. And I had to find somebody that buys me the solar, sells me the solar panel. I got Ralph Kaler out of St. Charles. He came to my house and he saw my bike. I had it a year before I started my journey, and he was all excited because I had a solar panel on it. And in conversation, I told him what I was going to do. I was going to go May 1st on a 2-year journey and all that. And that we talked about a lot of things, but mostly about the solar bike. He sat there 3 hours and we talked about the solar bike. And then he said, and then I said, I belong to Toastmasters and stuff. And he says, can you come to a solar expo? I said, well, when is that? He says, the 15th of May. I was decided 1st of May on my journey. I said, well, let me look at the schedule. By the 10th of May, I was going to be in Fort Dodge, Iowa. And after that, I didn't have anything planned. I guess I can come to that solar panel. And then he asked me, can you give a talk? That's beyond my comfort zone, I thought to myself. But my inside voice said, you are a Toastmaster. You can do anything. And I said, well, I guess I can do that. And he left in one half hour, he talked about the solar panel that I was going to get. And then he had to leave at noon. In the meantime, I get a call from somebody from Washington, D.C. to say, you talking at that solar expo? I said, yes. And I said, where are you calling from? Washington, D.C. I said, oh my God. Are you going to be there too? Yeah, I'll be there. Okay, you're a Toastmaster. You can do that. So we get the bike. He picked me up and took me to Minneapolis to a very fancy hotel where the solar expo took place. And I pushed the bike in. There are about 5 doormen that open the door for me. And we go to the elevator. The bike doesn't fit in the elevator. So Ralph says, there's another 2-day door, wider door. We can go in there. It was the kitchen. He thought somewhere was we had to go to the 2nd floor and didn't go anywhere. And I finally was so embarrassed. I had nothing to do with that bike anymore. Ralph wheeled it around and outside and then went to the freight elevator. And then we got to 2nd floor. There were all the people with their solar goods dressed. I was in my uniform that I wore when I had to give a speech or something. This is what I wore. And the rest of the time I had the shirt on and jeans, but I had black pants on in case I wear them, then I know nobody would notice it. Give me a warm feeling, but nobody noticed it. But anyway, and everybody was around my bike. They were more interested in that than all the other salespeople. And I was getting more nervous as I was closer to lunchtime. I was supposed to speak in the lunch hour for 10 minutes. And I was getting so nervous, I almost could spit up my heart. And I thought, I have to go somewhere where it's quiet, where I don't have to talk to anybody. I got away, and then pretty soon Rev came, got me. He says, Hannah, you have to go with me. The lunch is starting. And somebody was talking about their solar panel and so on and so forth. And then came my turn. Ralph introduced me, which was very helpful. And I got up there and I said, a little while ago, somebody asked me if I was selling that thing. And I said, no. Then he asked me, are you representing a company? I said, no. Then what are you doing here? I said, I don't have any idea what I'm doing here. And I don't know what I'm doing up here, talking to all of you about solar panels. The only thing I do know, you guys better get busy, fast and furious, and sell that thing, your solar goods, because they're going further in the earth than is good for us than doing fracking. And I think that's very dangerous. And pretty soon, we all going to fall in a big hole and we won't need anything. And then I talked a little bit about coming from Germany and a little bit about lions, a little bit about leader dog in Rochester, Michigan. And I was done, and then I sat down and I put my head on the table and my head between my hands. And I thought, thank God that's over with. And the guy came, tapped me on my shoulder. He said, that's the best speech we heard all day. And then he tapped me on the shoulder again. I don't even know if I looked at him. I was still so nervous from being done with the speech. He said, you're the only one that got a standing ovation. And I said, thank you. And then Ralph took me to, I forgot the name of the town, took me to Carver, Minnesota, where I continued my journey, Mr. Toastmaster.